In this video, I'm going to show you how to manage your warehouses and manage the order fulfillment process when managing multiple warehouses at the same time. So the first thing we need to do is actually add some new staff members to our system, because if you have warehouses, be it a bedroom or an actual warehouse, you probably have real people working in those warehouses. So we need to add some extra staff users to our system first. So to do that, we're going to navigate to Setup down here on the bottom left-hand side. Then I'm going to click on Staff over here on the top left-hand side. And then I'm going to add some new staff members. So I have Gil Bates, which is me, and then I have no one else. So we're going to add some people. We're going to add a new staff member. We're going to go ahead and go with Jeev Stubbs, give him an email address. And then he doesn't need permission to the entire system. All he needs access to is the sales section from the orders here. So if I come here to orders and I click on sales, that's all he needs access to, and I can go ahead and hit save. So there we go. Jeev Stubbs has been added to the system, and he has been linked to no warehouses yet because we haven't created them. I'm going to get there in a second. All right, but we do need to give him a password. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset his password. If he was a real person, you would send him a password link, but I'm going to reset his password for him. Just going to go with something incredibly secure as always. Reset that password, hit save, and navigate back. So now I need to add a new staff member, and let's go ahead, create a new staff member, and let's call him Zach Muckerberg. Oh, Muckerbird, there we go. Give Zach an email address, zach@demo.com. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for him. We're just going to give him access to the sales section, not all of orders. We just want to give him access to, we'll get there eventually, to the sales. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to hit save, and Zach Muckerberg has been created. We also need to give him a password as well. So he's going to get that same super secure, easy to remember password. Those don't look the same. There we go. Reset the password. Okay, so now we have Jeev and Zach, and they are going to be assigned to new warehouses. But in order to assign them to warehouses, we actually need to create new warehouses. Now, there's a couple ways that we can do this. In our products playlist, I showed you how to create warehouses when you create a product, but I'm just going to create warehouses here within the setup section of our system. So to do that, I'm going to come to e-commerce, and I'm going to come to warehouses. And then I'm going to create a new warehouse. So I'm just going to click add your first warehouse. And then I'm going to go ahead and call this warehouse 1. That's 1. Then I'm going to select the staff user that I would like to be assigned to this particular warehouse. So that's going to be Jeev. So Jeev is in warehouse 1. And then we have our address, and I'm just going to leave that as is, and I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a second warehouse. So I'm going to, again, just click add warehouse. We're going to call this one warehouse 2. And this time I'm going to select Zach. And I'm just going to place this in a slightly different place. There we go. So we've got slightly different addresses for each of these warehouses. All right, so we've got warehouse 1, warehouse 2. Now we need to create products that have inventory. So I'm going to go over to my products over here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to create 2 new products. I'm going to create a product 1. We're very creative with our naming here. I'm just going to say that that is $100, no subscription, and it does require shipping, and we're going to hit save. The shipping though right now is not particularly necessary. What we do want to focus on is actually our inventory. So I'm going to go to my inventory, enable it here in my advanced settings, and then I'm going to create a physical inventory. And you'll see here that we have inventory for both warehouses. So in warehouse 1, I'm going to go ahead and say that I want 100 items of inventory. And in warehouse 2, there's only going to be 10 items of inventory. I'm going to hit save. Then I want to create a new product again. So I'm going to create a second product. Oh, I want to save my changes. Then I want to go back and create another product. So again, creating product 2. And this can be $200, and it requires shipping, and hit save. Then we want our physical inventory enabled again here in advanced settings. And again, I'm doing the same thing. Physical inventory. This time, warehouse 1 is only going to have 10 items of stock, and warehouse 2 is going to have 100 items of stock. I'll show you why I'm doing that in just a second. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So now that I have my products, my warehouses, and my staff users all set up, what I want to do is go ahead and place an order for one of these products. So I'm going to go over here to my orders on the left-hand side, and I'm going to create a new invoice. So I'm going to click on invoices and add a new invoice. Again, I'm going to select Betty White from the drop-down. I'm going to hit save. And now I'm going to add those two products. So I'm going to come here to add a product, add product 1, and I'm going to add product 2, and I'm going to hit save. I then just need to fill in my shipping details. So I'm going to come here to my shipping details, select that address, hit save, and then I can go ahead and collect the payment for this order. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to collect the payment, record that payment, create the order, and my invoices section is now empty. So I'm going to go to my sales, and here in this order, I want to show you what the system does when we order items from different warehouses. Well, with stock within different warehouses. So if I come in here, we've ordered one item of each. So if I click on product 1, you'll see that it's being shipped from warehouse 1. And if I click on product 2, it's also being shipped from warehouse 1. That's because warehouse 1 has enough stock of each item to ship both products from the same warehouse. This is going to reduce the number of boxes that are being sent out from that warehouse. But let's go ahead and place another order. So I'm going to come back to my invoices, and I'm going to create a new invoice. And I'm going to, again, select Betty White, hit save. And this time I'm going to place an order for the same products, but this time I'm going to order a quantity of 20 of each of them. So 20 of product 1 and 20 of product 2, and then I'm going to hit save. And again, I need to add those shipping details, hit save, and then I can collect the payment and process this order. There we go. And now when I go to my sales and I click into this order and I click on product 1, you'll see that the product 1 is being shipped from warehouse 1 because warehouse 1 has enough stock of that product. But if I click on product 2, you'll see it's being shipped from warehouse 2 because warehouse 1 did not have enough stock of product 2 in order to ship 20 units of this product from warehouse 1. So instead, the system has said, well, warehouse 2 has more than enough stock, so we're going to have to ship product 2 from warehouse 2. So that is how those are automatically organized within the system. Now, what does this look like on your staff's side? So we've got our products here being shipped from different warehouses, and they need to be processed. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as my different staff members. So I'm just going to navigate over to the staff side, and I'm doing this in an incognito window. So I'm able to access the system from a different staff user without having to log out as Gil. So I'm just going to come here and put in Jeeves details. And we're going to log in as Jeev. And you'll see that Jeev only has access to the sales and he only has access to his orders. So if I click on this order down here, you'll see that he's got access to product 1 and product 2 because those products are both being shipped from warehouse 1. And if I go to order the other order here, you'll see that he only has access to product 1. He's only got that information. So Jeev can actually come along and he can fulfill this order. He can pack it, he can fulfill it. And let's just go ahead and fulfill the order. So from his side, that order is done. He doesn't have to think about it at all. But if I go ahead and log in as Zark, so let me log out as Jeev, there we go, and log in as Zark. This is quite a lot of work on my brain here, trying to remember these names. Oh, wrong password. There we go. You'll see that for Zark, this is still processing and pending. So Zark still has to fulfill his end of the order in order for this to be fulfilled. And if I navigate back to the admin area to my side, and I come back to my orders over here, and it was order number 5. So you'll see here, product 1 is fulfilled and shipped. Product 2 is still processing and pending. So that order is only going to be completely fulfilled when both staff users from both warehouses fulfill their end of the order. So we might as well go back over to Zark's area and fulfill this order. So we're just going to come here to this order. We're going to go more actions, fulfill the order. And then when we navigate back to our admin area and again come back out, you'll see that that order has been fulfilled and shipped. So now that is completely fulfilled from both warehouses. And again, only Jeev has access to this order in his area because it is being shipped from warehouse 1. Whereas if I go over to Zark's section again and we come back here, you'll see that there's nothing waiting for Zark in his area because Jeev has the only outstanding order. So that is how orders are split and organized between warehouses. So now that you know how to manage warehouse order fulfillment, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up custom order fulfillment flows. I'll see you there.